In this video, we will talk about 5 steps to improve communication and boost confidence in working women. By nature, most women are self-doubting. We are always looking for somebody's validation, for somebody to tell us that what you have done is right. As a woman, if we do something even 10 times better than a man, we are still looking for somebody's approval to say that yes, you're good. Whereas a man would himself be confident in it. And this is something that we can consciously overcome. We need to work on our own unique strengths as a woman. The strength of multitasking. It comes just naturally to women. Problem solving abilities. The immense amount of patience that we have. So we have to be true to our own selves and not be pretentious or try to be somebody else. As far as communication goes, we have to learn to communicate and practice to communicate in the language in which we are most comfortable communicating. Hi, I'm Prachi and moving forward, I am going to be discussing with you 5 core principles of communication, and these are not some short-term tactics for you. The first core principle: listening is the key. Has anyone ever told you the most important part of communication is not speaking? It's listening. It's absorbing what the other person is saying. Once my friend came to me. She is a team leader in her company and she was struggling because she felt that nobody in her team was really listening to her. I sat down and heard her deeply. In a short while, we were able to recognize the problem. The problem was that she threw herself even before listening to other people. She threw her point of view. So we felt that after listening to her, we addressed the problem area, and thereafter she was able to develop a very strong bond with her team. So what do we learn from this experience? We learn that listening to somebody patiently is the key here. When we listen to somebody, we absorb their perspective and then are able to thoughtfully develop our reaction. The core principle 2, diagnose before prescribing. It is actually born out of the first principle. It just goes a step further. It is about listening, analyzing, and winning the authority to provide solution. Let's imagine you go to an optician and you go and tell the optician that you've been struggling with a headache for the past couple of days, and even before you are able to finish this, the optician quickly opens his drawer and pulls out a pair of glasses and hands it over to you. So these glasses have helped me for over 10 years and they have done a wonderful job with me. So I'm sure they should definitely be able to help you as well. Put on these glasses and tell me how you are feeling now. So as soon as you put on those glasses, because the optician is compulsively telling you to do so, neither your headache has any improvement and obviously you are not able to see better. Are you ever in your life going to return to such an optician again? Now where did the core problem lie? He didn't listen to you, didn't do any analysis of the situation, didn't do any tests for you, and straight jumped to a prescription. Now coming back to life situations, whenever there is any problem situation, it is no different from this situation. Whenever anybody comes to you with a problem, you need to first listen to the problem, then analyze the situation, that is with all the facts, all the proven documents, with all the matter that you can gather around that. A lot of people are habitual to not deep diving into the situation, but they would just shallow swim, just take an overlook of the situation and then just jump to conclusions. No, you have to deep dive and actually win the authority to be able to provide solution for that problem. And whenever you would actually go to the root cause of the problem and provide the solution, that is going to be the lasting solution and it is going to eradicate the problem right from the root. So it is extremely important to diagnose the problem before prescribing. The core principle 3, victim's vocabulary versus a leader's language. This is actually a very deep principle and this is something that we need to embed within us. It is not going to happen just like that You need a conscious effort and a regular practice to achieve it. So in my last organization, I had two distinguished team members reporting to me. Aisha, who always had a victim's vocabulary, and Sarah, who always used a leader's language. Aisha's responses would usually be like, I cannot do this. It's impossible. No one has ever done this before. And Sarah's responses, contrary, would always be like, I can do this. I will try it. We need to find some creative solutions to be able to do this. So, who do you think, whenever we were in a difficult situation, my natural inclination would be towards? So, we need to understand this and we need to be extremely conscious about this. Start practicing the leader's language in our daily core language. It is going to bring about a very positive change in us, and it is going to take us a long way in winning a positive attitude and always being able to find a solution to our problems. The core principle 4. This is a win-win communication principle. In this, there are 6 different aspects, and we will discuss these 6 different aspects with 6 different people that I've had life experiences with. I will be changing the real names with some dummy names so that I don't end up picking up any kind of a discomfort with anybody that I may come across. So there is a win communication. So Peter is under a habit that he would always end up winning an argument. So which means that how much ever he may have to disregard, disrespect, or go to any extent to win that argument at that particular moment. Do you think at large, by just winning an argument, does somebody really win? More often than less, such a person would always end up losing either a valuable relationship or a contract or a deal or even the trust at large. So when you're only thinking about your win, it is a very subjective kind of a situation where you don't really end up winning. Then there is a win-lose kind of a situation. So I will discuss this with John. So win-lose kind of a situation is when you want to win at any cost, but you always and also want to ensure that the other person loses. Your own win is just not good enough. John would also ensure at the same time he is winning, but the other person he is competing with is losing. So for that matter, he would do good for himself, but he would also do something that should harm the other person so that the other person also loses. Now in this situation also, it is just keeping your ego level high, satisfying your own egos and ensuring that you make the other person lose. This again is not a winning kind of a personality, and it is not going to make you win in the long term life. Then there is a lose-win kind of a situation. Like for instance, I would talk about Anna here. So Anna was such a people pleaser that she would always pretend to lose even in her common circle just to make other people feel good. She would always undermine herself. She would always, underdemean herself and just be okay with whatever anybody would throw at her, whatever anybody would say to her. It would be disregarding her, it would be disrespecting her, but as far as she's able to please the people around herself, she would be just absolutely comfortable and okay with all of that. Do you think such a person is going to win any kind of respect or any kind of a commonality or a ground for herself in the long run? No, just to give the other people a pleasure of a false win, and you're losing falsely. You're never going to be at a winning situation. And then there is a lose-lose situation where when you feel that you're not going to be able to win, you have already lost the battle in your own mind. But at the same time, you start preparing that the other person also loses. Now you're not practicing or working towards winning yourself, but you are working to ensure that as and when you lose, the other person should also lose. And then, better of all these is a win-win situation where you hold the matter with dignity and integrity, and you have the best for yourself and the other person at heart, and you intend that both of you win. But for such a communication, your communication has to be at a much mature level, and both the parties have to understand a win-win situation. And then there comes the better situation, which is a win-win situation or no deal at all. So which means that either you both come to a win-win solution, or you both agree to disagree respectfully and you part ways. So this is the best kind of situation, that either you are able to arrive at a win-win communication where both people feel that they have got a justified result, or you both shake hands and part ways as friends. Coming to the core principle 5, your empathy and compassion are your biggest strengths. They actually lay the foundation for all other principles. When you listen to somebody with empathy and compassion, you are sure to arrive at the best solutions. So what is most important here is to analytically understand that all this, even your entire team, and out of that especially like even your service team, if you were to ever get down to doing the work they are doing for you, you would really feel a heartfelt gratitude in what they are able to deliver for you and the kind of support system they bring to you and they become to you. So it is very important to actually acknowledge and listen to each and every member in your team, because you can never become a winning person by just walking alone. And to take everybody along, you have to have a winning communication. Thank you for watching. Do let me know in the comments below what are your biggest reservations in your work-life communication. I would love to help you. Also, if you like my content, do share and leave a thumbs up. Also subscribe to my channel to have an update on more upcoming videos to help you be the best version of yourself.